Roofing, siding, and gutters. Make the right call with the rooferees at John Higgins WeatherGuard.
Steve Sipple.
Hey! The conversation gets even more uncomfortable, okay?
Omaha!
Steve Sipple on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Thank you, Seether. We're joined now on the 42 Degrees of Source hotline by Stephen M. Sipple of HuskerOnline.com. Sipple, hello. Happy Friday. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Very good.
Your show.
What about our show?
I was listening to it. Interesting stuff about Caitlin Clark. I was just pulling into the bank, though, and it kind of faded out. What did Caitlin say exactly?
She was very angry about losing to Nebraska. She claimed that that bleeping team is not bleeping better than us, and they got it on video, and they tweeted it out briefly and then took it down.
That's okay. I mean, that's you've said stuff like that when you were a baseball player.
Plenty of times.
So that's perfectly normal behavior.
It is normal behavior. I just think it's I just think it's funny. That's all. It doesn't mean we can't laugh at it.
Don't get me wrong. Oh, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's germane. I mean, it's interesting. So yeah.
Simple. Okay, so I'm going in blind here, but I got a message last night, and I'll just read it. I'll just read it as it came to me. Will you please note to ask Sipple what psychedelic drug he researched on his show on Thursday morning and what he learned about it?
Yeah, I can't say the name. Hold on, I got it I think I saved it in my Google searches here. Hold on.
Yeah, check it out. You got. We'll wait.
This.
Yep.
Oh, whoa. I'd have to spell it. Oh boy. Hold on. This is not going to work, I don't think.
You don't remember it? It was just yesterday morning.
Oh, was that yesterday morning?
That's what the listener to your show is telling me.
Yeah, that was yesterday morning. Hold on, I'm going to get it for you.
Okay.
Oh, it's ayahuasca.
I was wondering if that's what it was.
Yeah, ayahuasca. And you know, the Ohio State commencement speaker wrote his speech while on ayahuasca. So that was why we were talking about it. I don't know that I learned much about it. I just read the kind of the wiki version of what it is. It's some hallucinogen. I think. Double check. You have a producer there.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers loves it.
Yeah, it's Aaron Rodgers' drug of choice.
Is that right?
Yes, that's what he does, and then he goes on his little darkness retreats.
Well, I mean, it's working for him. So, I was mildly interested in it. I was interested in this guy's speech. I mean, I heard they played Jake, your friend Jake Sorensen, on our show.
Young Jake.
Young Jake played excerpts of it. And it was, he ended it with trying to engage the commencement graduates in a version of "This Little Light of Mine, I'm going to let it shine." It didn't sound like it went over that well. There was a lot of confusion. There was it was a very strange day because there was actually a woman who jumped to her death during the commencement. So yeah, it was very, it's one of those things,
It was so Ted Carter, apparently, this is according to some reporting out of there. Ted Carter, of course, is the president at Ohio State now. Apparently, he unilaterally made this choice to have this guy who was on ayahuasca and attempting to convince the graduates at the commencement speech to invest in Bitcoin the entire time. And apparently, Ted Carter was the sole person responsible for putting this guy in that position.
Well, I think so. I also heard that Ted said that this was actually someone that was chosen before he took over, but he had to sign off on it. I mean, Ted did have to sign off on it. So I don't think he's totally absolved. I think tried to kind of publicly absolve himself, but he said he didn't know what Ted said. Interestingly, was he said he didn't know what the speech entailed, and he said once someone has the microphone, they have the microphone. There's not much you can do. So I don't, it's not a great look for Ted. I don't think it's anything a president loses his job over.
No,
but it's. There was some suggestion of that. That's the only reason I bring it up.
Well, I'm just glad you got to learn about ayahuasca on your path through learning about this story.
Yeah, apparently I need to learn how to pronounce it too. But
try again.
Ayahuasca.
Well, that was your best one yet.
Okay. So think Hiawatha, but it's ayahuasca.
Yeah, like it looks odd because it starts with an A, but really just go with the ayahuasca.
Yeah, the guy I heard speak didn't. He sounded fine. It was weird. I mean, the Bitcoin part of the speech where he was just selling it basically, like he was getting commission or something. That was interesting and not a great look in my opinion. But whatever. I mean, it's just the world is so weird that you almost have to expect things like that to happen nowadays.
Hey, Sipple, if you were tasked with giving a commencement speech, what would be your message?
What kind of question is that? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I would sell if I was trying to sell something. I just don't think that's a place for a commencement speech. What would my message be?
Yes.
Don't do that to me. I'm not going to go there. No, I'm not. I can't do that off the cuff.
No, it's
a message of perseverance or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's very appropriate. That would be very normal. This speech was not very normal.
Yeah. You'd want to. That's kind of what I like about it. And you asking that question, you still want to perseverance. That's how many times have you heard that song and dance? Quite a bit, right? You have to come up with something original. I think you have to come up with words that are original and a way to deliver it that's original while sending the same sort of message that's important to graduates, which is partly perseverance.
Yeah. Okay. So you just got to come up with a good delivery system.
My message to like my grandkids is go make. This is not going to go over well with everybody. Go make money. Make as much money as you possibly can. Don't worry too much about doing what you love. Just make a lot of money.
I love it. No, that's fine. That's a good message.
Yeah, I get that love what you do thing. I've heard that all the time, and I don't necessarily buy it. It's an expensive world right now, and you better make some money.
I like it. There you go. So there's your start, and you can build one based off of there. We'll get you on the commencement speaking circuit sometime soon.
Oh yeah, hopefully you find something you love, but make sure whatever that is you're going to get paid.
Sipple, your guy, Sean Callahan of Husker Online.
Speaking of people who get paid, yeah.
Nice, yeah. He dropped a little nugget in yesterday, and you guys had the chance to kind of talk about it, that it seems like Nebraska and Colorado is trending toward a night game kickoff. That would be quite significant around here.
Oh, God, yes. It's something that would excite just about anybody. It is really, I really am excited. Let's put it that way. And you know how that goes with me. It'll be fabulous theater. And I think it will be at night. It doesn't make much sense at all to me to play that game at 2:30, considering all that stage would entail, which would be a hot stadium. Really hot, like Miami. We always talk about. You guys talk about.
I think
like
more.
Miami.
I think more hot.
Miami of 2014 more hot than that. Well, yeah, if that's more hot than that, then it better be prime time, because that was a great stage. That was a great stage. It was great theater that night. It was tremendous. And if it's anything like that or beyond that, yeah, it has to be at night. should be a shame for that thing to be played at 2:30. So yeah, it makes so much sense to play it at night with Dion and how hot that rivalry is. It's still surprisingly hot to me, given everything that transpired in college football over the years. But it's still, and then you got the Prime Freak show, and Rule handles this stuff really well. So, and I forgot about Dylan Raiola, all that. So yeah, it'll be grand.
Are you in on us bringing back Restore the Order shirts for that game?
Yeah, I think that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to call it Restore the Order.
Okay, so restore the order.
No commas, no punctuation at all. Just restore the order.
That's fine. I like it.
And then when they win, we can make another T-shirt that says "Restored Order Restored."
I'm not as down with that one. But yeah, I like the first one. Good idea.
Okay, all right. Yeah, well, we remember the great picture coming off the field in Colorado in 2005. Who was it? France Hardy had the Restore the Order shirt in his hand, and then there was Order Restored after that. What a time! What a time to be alive, Sipple.
Yeah, this is a great time. That was a great time. That was a better time, actually. But yeah, this is fun too. It'll be fun on September 7th at night for sure.
Hey, so as you were a recruiting guy, we just got I believe he's one of your guys' listeners as well. Greg in Myrtle Beach just called us up about 15 minutes ago. And he mentioned, he wanted to talk about the big visitor that was in town this weekend and kind of just drove home the point of how big of a deal it is that Nebraska's hosting a 5-star offensive tackle, but also that he's getting in this visit around all of the other significant, Clemson, Georgia, Ohio State, Alabama kind of visits in his recruiting. Like this is a pretty big deal. And as a recruiting guy, I turn the table over to you, or I turn the microphone over to you. Like, what's your first thought when you hear that Nebraska is going to get a visit here, official visit from the number 2 player in the country in this class this weekend?
Well, they're always significant, and I don't play them down. I know there's people that do. I know there's people that are listening right now that sort of, they've gotten cynical. Like, oh, big deal. They'll never commit here. And that's my first thought. And my second thought is, yeah, but you got to keep trying. And my third thought is they've done a good job of bringing high-profile players in here, dating to like a year. I mean, since Rules arrived, really, it's gone somewhat unnoticed. I think, especially outside of the realm of people who are ardent followers of recruiting. But Rule has brought to Lincoln a long line of highly rated players. And, they just haven't hit. Well, hit on Dylan. Maybe they'll hit, maybe that'll help them hit on more. But it's not for lack of trying. And it's not for lack of organization. The NIL operation figures into it to a certain degree. So I'm not as, my reaction isn't as quite as profound as yours probably, but because we've been doing it, and
yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, it does matter. I mean, remember they brought in Brandon Baker. Mm-hmm. He was a highly rated tackle, and it was serious. I mean, he came here. God dang it, Brandon Baker, a kid from California that played in the Polynesian Bowl and ended up at Texas. He came here 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
It was something that people sort of were cynical about, like, oh, he'll never come here. But I know that he was thinking about it because I've talked to him. And Sean had a relationship with him. I mean, so you got to keep knocking on the door. You just have to keep knocking on the door. And, everybody knows what you're battling. Where's this kid? I mean, think of who he's looking at. Then there's Nebraska. And there always is that conversation, like, with Brandon Baker. He's looking at Texas and he's looking at Ohio State. Okay, those were 2 that I remember. You guys, obviously, I think USC was in there too. Well, I mean, it's hard. It's a hard ask to say to a kid, Okay, those teams are winning at a high level, but we think we can eventually. Hard ask. I mean, it's tough, but you got to keep trying. And here's the other thing about it. This is the most important thing. You guys probably talk about this stuff, so I'm not breaking any new ground. But in this world, I mean, say this kid ends up at Georgia, but something's not right. Well, if he'll remember all his visits that are good, or remember all his visits, period. But the good ones will stand out in his mind, and you can get him on the back end of it, maybe. So it's important. It's important, and it's one of the things about Rule that's really impressed me.
No doubt.
They go for it. I mean, they're swinging for the fence. It is a big deal. These kids are amazing. I think this kid has made 44 unofficial visits. It's a really strange world out there in recruiting.
All right, Sipple, what do you got on deck for this weekend? What are you up to?
Well, I'm headed that way. I'm going to the Stoke and Goat with my mom right now and my sister. So that's one Mother's Day. There's a variety of mothers in my life, so it's kind of a packed weekend.
You're gonna be right up on my house.
Am I really? I think it's 158th and Maple is where I'm about to type in my.
Yep, right in my neighborhood, right by the Hy-Vee. Basically, it's in the Hy-Vee parking lot, 156 and Maple.
So I don't even have to type this in. 100. If I take 680 and get off at the.
Here's what I would do. I would take 680 and then get off at Dodge, and then get on the expressway, and then get off at 156, make a right, and then just go all the way up until you hit the Hy-Vee, or you could go all the way to Maple and then take a left and another left, but it's in that range right there.
Okay.
There's like a Hy-Vee gas station, and then it'll be on your left, and then the Hy-Vee, and then the place that you're trying to go is north of the Hy-Vee.
Okay, cool. So take 680, hang a left, and get on the expressway and take 156 north, and that should just pretty much take you there, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, you'll probably have to look around a little bit in the parking lot, but it's in there in the Hy-Vee area.
All right, I better boogie. I'm supposed to be there at 1:30.
Yeah, you better get over there. But you're welcome for the directions. I got you.
Yeah. Hey, Connor, you're always there for me.
See you later.
All right, have a good one.
Steve Sipple, who I hope buckles up. I would like to give Sipple directions to somewhere every week. I think that honestly sounds very fun to me. Okay, because
now
he could have just typed in Stoke and Goat if he wanted to.
There's only one, and Sipple doesn't strike me as a guy
156 and Maple, 158th and Maple.
Doesn't strike me as a directions guy. Like,
oh, you don't
I'll wing it. It's right there. Okay, I'll find it.
Yes, he does not strike me as like, I'm going to type this into my phone. No. He would much rather just like, okay, yeah, I got this. Sipple probably had a map in his car at one point. Probably doesn't anymore.
A folded atlas.
Beautiful. And everything I could have dreamed of on the ayahuasca answer.
Oh, yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you for that tip, whoever gave that to us.
What do we got going here, Josh?
Cowardice in the Midwest, Connor. Our source of the ESPN Plus video documenting Caitlin Clark getting big triggered by Nebraska beating Iowa has deleted the tweet.
I am confused. Here's how this person, Shay, has explained her deleting of the Caitlin Clark tweet. Nebraska fans being so grateful for that upset, and then Caitlin wasn't bleeping around and got her lick back in the Big Ten tournament, got the score tied, and then solicited everything in overtime. Also, you all live in bleeping Nebraska. It's just a bigger Iowa. Nobody's trying to claim that Nebraska is like cooler than Iowa. It's just, we won. Sorry,
Got you that one time. It was fun.
Yeah, I really wish Nebraska would have won that Big Ten tournament championship game. That's for sure. That would have been nice to get that one.
Oh, well. Got the one. That was pretty cool.
John writes in on the text line.
Hi, John.
You just got Sipple lost by trying to verbally give him directions instead of just letting him use Google. No, I think it's better for him that he's not looking at his phone while he's driving for a variety of different reasons.
Okay.
He tends to get distracted. So the more that's in his head, the better, actually, in this case. That's the direction.
Happer told me all about it. I know it. I got it.
He'll probably call me in about an hour and say, We're in the parking lot. What?
I'm at the car wash. Am I close?
You went too far. All right, we'll be back with more. Another great time with our good friend Stephen M. Sipple. We'll be back with more next on 1620 The Zone.
Now live on Twitch, YouTube, and 1620thezone.com.